We acknowledge that the land on which we live, gather, exchange ideas, and share our past, present, and future is the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, and Wendat people. My name is Alice McMurtry. I am the Community Program Coordinator at the Brockville Museum, and welcome to another episode of Out of the Vault. In this season of Out of the Vault, we're taking a closer look at objects that reflect the changes in Brockville's landscape over time. So just like any city, Brockville has gone through its fair share of changes. The skyline has changed, buildings have come and gone, and this change has also affected Brockville. So we're going to comb through some of the pieces in our collection and explore some of the stories of objects from buildings or places that may no longer be there. Quite a big piece, and this actually comes from a much loved building in Brockville that's no longer there. This was Trinity Anglican Church. This is a sort of piece of architectural decoration, one of many that was actually at Trinity Anglican and helped to hide exposed connections and joinery in the carpentry of the interior of the church. Now, Trinity Anglican Parish itself was founded in 1875, with services actually being held in the town hall until the construction of a proper church building. The architects themselves were Hancock and Townsend of Toronto, who had designed many private residences and commercial buildings in 19th century Toronto. A bell tower was added in 1925, and Trinity Anglican Church was sort of seen as always part of Brockville's vibrant community. They had a thriving parish, lots of different activities. We have, for example, many of the Trinity Anglican Church cookbooks that were put out over the years. We have souvenir porcelain, things like that, that all sort of speak to the vibrancy of this church community. Now the church building expanded into include a parish hall, which was built in the late 1950s. And the parish continued and the church continued on thriving for a long time. The only issue, of course, is that it was one of many Anglican parishes within Brockville, and they were all serving different portions of the Anglican community here. So after years of sort of thriving and after years of discussion, and this is sort of later on in the church's history, there was a vote that was held in January of 2006 regarding sort of possible, the idea of possible amalgamation between some of the different Anglican parishes in town. The congregations of Trinity Anglican Church and St. Peter's Church agreed to amalgamate as a new parish at this point. Now, after amalgamation, the decision was made to hold all future services at the St. Peter's site. Now, that was sort of put into practice in 2007, and they officially named this new parish, so in the former St. Peter's site, St. Lawrence Anglican Church. The Trinity site was still used for a little while as the parish outreach center, but it was eventually deconsecrated in 2011. That was because of low attendance at this point. By 2014, there was a rash of thefts that plagued the church. The radiators were ripped out of the walls. The wainscoting was ripped out of the church. It seems almost more like an intentional act of vandalism as well as theft. With all of the damages, it was difficult for the current owner to upkeep the church building, and there remained no choice but to tear the building down. Now in its site, the former Trinity Anglican site, there are apartment buildings numbering some 40 to 50 units there. No, Trinity Anglican Church was demolished in 2018, but we were quite fortunate in that we were able to, for lack of a better term, grab some of the pieces as this demolishing was going on. So we're quite fortunate to have some of these pieces in our collection. So if you want to get a better sense sometimes of the different characters of church communities within Brockville, I'll draw your attention to this one quote that I found while researching, and it comes from a newspaper column that it said it was often reported that one went to Trinity Anglican for piety, St. Peter's for society, and St. Paul's for variety. So I'll leave you with that thought. And of course, Trinity Anglican Church is one of those much missed buildings in Brockville. One thing I should note is that that Procter and Gamble, while they were still here in Brockville, created the P&G Pavilion in 2020, around the time of their closure, as a last act of gratitude for the city. And the architecture of that building is meant to sort of replicate or reflect Trinity Anglican Church. So thank you very much for having a listen and a watch, and I will see you on our next episode.